Good evening, guys. It's January 8th, Monday, 4:15 local time here in Pacific. Hope everybody's doing well. Very beautiful day in the market today. All three of the indices really staging a phenomenal comeback, especially NASDAQ. NASDAQ literally has made up all the gains that lost in week one. 319 points, 2.2% up. Dow Jones up 216 points, 0.5%, and then the S&P 500 up 1.41%, 66 points. Very phenomenal move. Same for the Russell, by the way. Russell moved up 3 points, 1.8% today. Very, very good move. So, while I'm not going to say that this is, everything is risk on and move on again, this is a very good, healthy sign. Good pullback, 3% pullback, 2.5% gain up again. This is very, very good. This is what happens with markets. So, very good sign. One of the stocks that showed up on the radar is Arista Networks. Now, I've known this stock for a long time. I've held it for a long time. I know that you guys know that I like the stock a lot. But I wanted to talk today about patterns, seasonality, and stock personality. So patterns, seasonality, and stock personality about the stock. So it's hitting all-time highs. It's a terrific company. Given AI and networking in particular, I think this is a very good play for the medium to long term. In fact, I've held this company for a long time. I'm a very big fan of the CEO. I've been very big fans of the founder as well. Andy Bechtolsheim and I used to work together at Cisco a while ago. I didn't know him very, very well. I've known the Jeffrey Ullal, who's the CEO, know a little bit better than I know Andy Bechtolsheim. But this was 20 years ago when I worked with them. But very big fan of the stock. Let's go through a 5-step process, but then I'll talk about seasonality, I'll talk about patterns, and I'll talk about stock personality, okay? That's the most important element of the learning today. So let's go through quickly the financials first. I'm not going to go through detail. If you want, just do a quick search on my YouTube video for previous ANET specific stock analysis, and you'll find all of them. What the company does is make networking equipment that allows you to put them in the data centers, whether you're a service provider such as Verizon or AT&T or any of the others, or if you are a enterprise such as a Citibank, they all buy equipment and they buy networking gear from Arista Networks, switches, routers, things of that nature. And they've done phenomenally well. If you look at it, revenue grew from 1.1 billion, growing about 30, 40, 30%, slowed down dramatically to 2020, and then now back up again. Look at this. It's gone from 1 billion to now it's going to end up at 5 billion next year. So it's gone up nearly 5 times, 3 and something times, 4 times really. Strong movement again, going back to the 40% growth. Look at this. This was 2017 growth. This is back to that kind of growth. Very strong margin profile, nearly 50 to 60% gross margins, and a very strong, healthy 20% net margins. Very beautiful. From a balance sheet perspective, from an income statement and a growth perspective, this is a very strong company. Even from a quarterly perspective, just look at this. It accelerated quite a bit, slowing down a little bit, but still, this is phenomenal growth. 50% growth quarter over quarter over the last 3 quarters or so. It's been slowing down. Keep that in mind. 28% growth is still nothing to sneeze at, but the numbers are getting bigger, right? That's one of the big reasons why. Balance sheet has always looked good. Nearly $8 billion in current assets, 6.8 billion in cash, literally in cash. They have literally zero debt. It's like 50 million in debt. I don't even know why they why they have this debt. They could have easily paid it off, but probably got it at a very good rate. Very good PE of 38, in line with a lot of the other software stocks, given that their gross margins are 60%, net margins are the 36, 40%. This is a beautiful, beautiful, fundamentally strong stock. But price to sales is high. For a company that's growing at about 28% last quarter, 30% for the year, they might end up at about 35%. This is high. 13 times sales is high. PE is not bad, but 13 times sales is fairly high. So they should be growing revenue a little bit faster than what they are saying that they're growing. This was the quarterly move up. Look at this. This is growing phenomenal. There's a price to earnings has been growing up. So I like the stock overall, I like the company, and it's been on a tear. Look at this. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, breakdown, stage 1, stage 2. Again, this is a nice stage 2 growth, consolidation, February, March 2022, and then stage 4. And then started up again. This right now, first off, is in a long-term higher highs, higher lows. That's the simplest trend line you can draw. Right? I'm going to refine it a little bit more as we get along, but You want to draw a support and resistance. This looks like only the point that you can get some amount of support. There's no resistance because it's nearly 52-week highs. So this stock could go on for quite a bit of time. But that's why I want to talk about patterns, seasonality, and personality. Okay, so look at the weekly chart. You can see this has been in a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is not a stock that is, it's very, very predictable stock. So what's the personality of the stock that you want to keep in mind? Number one, every time it comes to, so the yellow line is the 5-day moving average, the 50-day moving average is the purple line, the white line is the 100-day moving average, and the green line is the 200-day moving average. In the last couple of years to 3 years, it's never been anywhere close to the 200-day or the 100-day moving average. The best it's come down to is in 2022 when it came down to the 100-day moving average. But since then, it's always, every time it touches the 50-day moving average, it just moves up. So keep that in mind. 50-day moving average on the weekly, this thing goes up. Okay. That's one personality of this stock. Seasonality. Let's go to the quarterly. I'm sorry. Let's go to the daily chart. Here's the interesting thing that you want to know about this stock. Just before earnings, so previous earnings, before the earnings, few days before the earnings, this stock drops. Nice green candle, move up. You think, oh, okay, this is going to go up. Nice pattern here. Nope, it drops. Okay, let's see if this holds currently again. Okay, before earnings, drops before earnings. Nice candle, moves up, drops. Okay, let's look at this. Drops, and then picks up again after earnings. Nice candles. Look at this. This move. This is the thing I want to point out, right? Just make sure that I show you this. This one is a nice candle and a move up, and then a drop before the earnings. Before earnings, this stock likes to drop. Let me show you another one. This was earnings, moving up solidly. That's good. Okay. Forms a nice bunch of patterns, moves up. You're like, oh, this is good. This is terrific. Drop. 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 This is going to drop. The stock likes it. The earnings are coming up in about a month, little over a month, 37 days. So it'll go up a little bit. I think it goes from 245 right now to, I'm not sure. This is very hard to put a number on this stock, given that it is at a 52-week high. It doesn't have any resistance, so to speak. So I've removed all the charts. I'm sorry, I've removed all the drawings that I've drawn. Does it have any pattern that you can look at that is phenomenal? Sure, you could say this is just a beautiful move up. Just look at this. This has been a consistently well-performing stock, even if I had to draw it from here. This has been supporting this trend line and has been supporting that trend line. You can draw it backwards, forwards, whatever you want to do it on the weekly or the daily as well. You can make it even better, made specific. Look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful chart. It just follows a specific pattern, moves up higher highs, higher lows. But every time before earnings, the stock just wants to go down. Before the earnings, just look at it, just goes completely down, completely down. This one is going to go down. I don't know how long it's going to go down, but it's going to go down. The next 30 days. So when does it go down? That's the personality and the seasonality of the stock, right? Before earnings, it doesn't go, this is the daily chart, so it doesn't go a lot before that. So this is a good time for you to hold it a little bit. It's going to chop around. Just look at this consistently. It just has a very nice candle, moves up. This is 30 days before, right? So this should be about 20 charts. Look at this, goes up very well and then moves down and then drops. Look at this again, moves up, drops, moves up, drops. Before earnings, look at this candle, every candle before earnings. I'm going to point that out to you. The before earnings candle is almost always red. After earnings, it might move up a little bit, move down a little bit, but eventually it goes up. This is a strong stock. Look at the fundamentals. This is a strong, consistent stock, but a strong, persistent company. But on a stock basis, it seems to me, and you can go even further, guys. I don't have any issues with this at all. This is a personality of this stock that I've been following for years. Before earnings, red candle. What the hell is wrong with this stock? After earnings, it just keeps going up into the right. So keep that in mind over the next few weeks. So 37 days to earnings, which is roughly in the mid-July, mid-February timeframe, is when you're expecting earnings. Let me just look that at. Okay, when is earnings? February 15th. So for February 15th, you will find somewhere between February 7th and February 14th. I'm going to keep a reminder for myself to update you guys. But this stock goes down just before earnings for whatever reason. Well, I know what the reason is. Sometimes it is, well, there's a lot of questions about it, then they think that this growth has slowed down. But every single time I've seen before earnings, this stock for the last 4 quarters just dumps before earnings and then picks up back again. This is a predictable, consistent, very tradable, very good stock. I really like it. But keep this personality of the stock in mind. And the seasonality is closer to earnings, it's going to drop and then picks up back again. Personality of the stock goes up to the right consistently, forms a very nice pattern theme. So you want to buy it a little bit after earnings. Make sure, so look at the after earnings, wait for the candles, buy it at this point in time. This is a flag, it moves up. This is earnings, flag, down flag, moves up. This is the earnings. This is the green flag after that. Down, moves up. That's the way the stock operates. Look at this. Down, green flag, puts an very nice bull flag, moves up. So that's the seasonality of the stock, right? And the pattern that you can see consistently is up and to the right on a steady basis. This is not a stock that is going to go up 25 points, 50 points, 5%, 10% in a day or 2 days, 3 days. The ATR on the stock is about 4.5. But this is moved very, very high today, 14 points, 15 points. The ATR, so just to be able to give you a little bit of a better sense, the ATR on this stock, I don't even know if they have it. Oh yeah, I know where I can get it. Always look at the ATR just to get a little bit of a better sense. Forecast-wise, man, everybody is expecting this stock to do very well. There are a few people that are expecting it to lower, but this stock is very, very, very highly valued by Wall Street. Let's look at the ATR. It should be here, but I don't know where it is. Simple moving average, all moving average. Okay, I'm not able to find the average true range, but the average true range will tell you, I know from a historical perspective, having looked at it at other places, that it's probably about 6 or 7, but right now it's moved twice that. This is going to go down before earnings. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. I'd love to get your feedback.